Well, moving on, in a dramatic escalation of rhetoric amidst the Iran-Israel conflict, a top Iranian general has claimed that Pakistan has pledged to retaliate with nuclear weapons against Israel if Tehran is struck with one. The controversial statement, which comes as tensions soar in the region, have been denied by a Pakistani official. However, the nation has admitted to backing Iran in the conflict. But Pakistan's transparency record is rather questionable, and nobody knows that better than India. Let's take a step back and explore the origins of the Iran and Pakistan nuclear history. We'll talk about this with our guests. But first up, let's also discuss who is Dr. A.Q. Khan and what did he do. Khan initiated contact with Iran around 1987, offering nuclear technology. Khan provided Iran with P-1 centrifuge blueprints, which he had stolen from Unrenco in the Netherlands in the 1970s. These designs were critical for uranium enrichment, a key step in producing weapons-grade material between 1987 and the mid-90s. Khan's network supplied Iran with over 2,000 centrifuge components, enabled the construction of a uranium enrichment facility, notably at Natanz. Dr. A.Q. Khan operated through global networks of intermediaries, including Heinz Mabus. Shipments were cloaked with fake paperwork to evade detection. Starting 1988, Iranian scientists received training in Pakistan facilitated by Khan's network. The deals were highly lucrative, with prices of nuclear tech packages ranging from tens to hundreds of $1 million. The International Atomic Energy Agency uncovered evidence of Pak's involvement during 2003 inspections in Iran. P-1 centrifuges were identified as originating from Khan's network. In February 2004, Khan confessed on Pakistan TV to have transferred nuclear technology to Iran, Libya and North Korea. Let's talk about this with our guest. Joining us on the show is Ambassador Suresh Kumar Goel, former diplomat. Adit Kothari, foreign affairs expert, also with us on the show. Anand Bernstein Reich, president of Israel Asia Chamber of Commerce. She's joining us all the way from Tel Aviv. And last but not the least, Major General SVP Singh, strategic affairs and senior defense expert, also joining us on the program. Ambassador Goel, I'll begin with you. Well, you know, if Pakistan says or does not say that they're going to help Iran nuke Israel, the world should take it seriously. If Pakistan says that they are going to be supporting Iran, then there is definitely something wrong there. The only way Pakistan can support any country for that matter, even in the Islamic world, Ambassador Goel, is either through terrorism, proxy wars, or any kind of nuclear capability. How does this change the dynamic of this already complex and complicated warfare between these two nations?
Thank you very much, Vineet. What actually has come through, whether it's a speculation, whether it is actually just a threat, or it is just, flying a kite, whatever you want to call it, it does add a dimension to complicate the current strategic dynamics in the region. Let me put it this way. Pakistan has supported Iran on the various issues. Pakistan, in the current war, also current Iran-Israel conflict, also Pakistan has supported Iran. But that is not to say really that Pakistan is supporting Iran on certain nuclear axis or Islamic, because of Islamic factors. There are other countries from the non-Islamic world also who have supported Iran in the conflict here. We have ourselves taken the position that we have good relations both with Israel and with Iran. China has taken a position through the SCO, something which we have not sided with. We have withdrawn ourselves from the SCO statement. Therefore, I would say that yes, Pakistan is supporting Iran, but whether the support will extend to an active intervention in the war requires very, careful consideration, careful thought and analysis. My own sense is that Pakistan, given the state of its current economy and given the state of its own uh, pe- shall I say, international metrics, uh, where there would be a considerable pressure on it from the USA in case it does anything to the detriment of the American interest. And there is no way that Pakistan get away from a pressure from the Americans in this case. So if we look at it from the other side also, it seems to me very unlikely that Pakistan would want to do something which could actually harm its own interests in the long run and which could actually become a problem for it both strategically and militarily. So we have to keep that kind of a statement, if it is true, on board, and yet know that it is very unlikely that Pakistan would take such a calculated risk uh, only because it supports Iran. Uh, but yes, there are other ways in which it can come to the support of Iran. You mentioned international terrorism, but I don't think that will play a role here in the case of Iran. So let us see what happens. Coming from Pakistan, I would take it merely as a kind of a statement, if it is indeed true, but not nothing beyond that, really.
Okay. All right. Anand Bernstein, what do you make of Pakistan's support to Iran? Its history has already been enunciated by me when I opened this show. In my monologue, I also talked about how Pakistan continues to show solidarity with Iran, a country that has waged multiple proxy wars on you, has waged or attacked you through terrorist organization, and continues to fund and support by giving and funneling billions of dollars to your enemies. This obviously reinstates the fact why Israel is with India and not with Pakistan.
Israel is definitely with India because we share the same values of democracy, peace, and prosperity, and both of us are startup nations, and that's what we really care about. And our neighbors don't like us. Pakistan don't like you. We saw it recently, and we know it over the years. And our neighbors don't like us, whether it's from the north and from the east, and of course Iran, which doesn't have a border in Israel. Let me remind everyone that Iran is 1,500 kilometers away from Israel. There is no conflict on land or anything. It's just that Iran, with its regime, aims to destroy Israel for whatever reason they have. But we don't have any reason to get into an argument with Iran, but for the fact that they want to destroy us. As to Pakistan, again, Israel has nothing against Pakistan or in favor of Pakistan. They are the enemy of India, and so they'll become our enemy for that reason. But I don't really understand why Pakistan has to intervene in this conflict unless they want the support from Iran on the long run because of their difficult financial situation, and the financial situation of Iran is no better. They will want the knowledge of Iran that they develop for nuclear purposes. So initially the knowledge came from from Pakistan to Iran. Now that Iran is so progressing, they'll pass knowledge to Pakistan, and it will be bad for India. So I call on Pakistan, and I'm sure that they'll be smart enough not to intervene. They can support by words, but I hope that not more than that.
Okay, fair enough. Just support and not more than that. Major General Singh, Pakistan is a vital cog when it comes to the terrorist infrastructure throughout the world, and it continues to deny that. The fact that it has shown support for Iran, another country which surreptitiously supports the terrorist ecosystem, goes on to only verify that, doesn't it?
Absolutely, Vineet. Firstly, I want to say it's great to be with the NewsX and with you first time. Well,
My pleasure,
Pakistan,
sir.
we know. Pakistan, we know the nation that it is. Well, its only qualification is that is the epicenter of terrorism, and it will continue to be so, notwithstanding that it is a Operation Sindoor scenario which is on. Pakistan will continue with that. And it wants to show a new face in this instance of giving support to Iran. Well, the Iranian General Razai has said that they're going to give support, but Pakistan Defense Minister and possibly the Prime Minister have denied that. But we know that Khwaja Asif is a loose cannon. He may be saying one thing in the parliament today and another in the assembly the next day. So we have to be careful, and so has to be Iran, I would say. They might go in for falsely thinking that they're getting support from Pakistan. But what is Pakistan doing? You see, with that nuclear bomb which it has, it thinks of itself as a messiah of the Muslim world with an Islamic bomb. Now, that is what is carried Pakistan away in this imbroglio, which is on in this conflict. Second, I want to recall to you that Ziaul Haq time, the late 70s, he was wanting to assume the leadership of the Muslim world. And Pakistan is trying to attempt that. And why so? Why I say it? Because Saudi Arabia and Turkey, the gentleman Erdogan, they also are wanting, particularly Turkey, the leadership of the Islamic world. And no doubt, Iran also vies for the same thing. So Pakistan is not trying to get onto the springboard. It might matter to them in this conflict. So they have done what they have done right now to fill in what they think or what they must be presuming is a vacuum, which it is not so, because Saudi Arabia, I feel, is very stable, good relations with China, good relations with America, and having opened up good relations with Israel. So it is Saudi Arabia which is perhaps leading the Islamic bloc, but Pakistan is still talked about with a religious fervor it's lent for the OIC to come and unite and join hands. So Pakistan is a duplicitous state, and this particular conflict, it is trying to pose itself in a position where it could matter, not forgetting that it is a terroristan.
All right, Adit, your inspection of the situation as it stands, and do you think Pakistan, with all its internal troubles and its tribulations, with no water and inarticulate and uneducated lawmakers, can really afford to go around pledging its support to Iran at this point in time? They are already isolated diplomatically, internationally, in so many ways. Why do they continue to shoot themselves in the foot?
So, Vineet, I think Pakistan is trying to hunt with the hounds and run with the hares at the same time. I mean, what we saw today, just a few hours ago when Pakistan shut down its borders with Iran, while the tensions are escalating between Israel and Iran, that demonstrates that they are scared, they're fearful of some sort of a spillover from Iran into their borders, despite sharing similar sort of issues on Balochistan, where both interests of Pakistan and Iran converge. Despite that, they've decided to shut down the borders. It was only last week when they passed a resolution in the Senate where the Deputy Prime Minister Khwaja Asif basically said that we condemn Israel's actions on Iran. But Asif Munir is being somewhere or the other, he's being played by the United States as well, like a puppet. And these are the consequences that we're seeing of all of the push and pull from the United States. So basically, we know for a fact that United States is controlling how Pakistan, from an action perspective, behaves, but from a rhetoric perspective, because they do have a population that they also need to patronize to, so which is why they're trying to indulge in that sort of monkey balancing. So when it comes down to sheer action points, I don't think Pakistan is going to be doing much. There are other conspiracy theories doing the rounds of where Pakistan is going to be supplying the Shaheen 3 ballistic missiles to Iran, which has a range of about 2,700 kilometers. But those are all theories at this point. Nothing concrete on the ground. No policies either from the Pakistanis or from the official spokesperson from the IRGC. So it's all hearsay at the moment. Pakistan is just going to leverage itself, trying to be that sort of mantle bearer, the flag bearer of the Ummah, but yet it will only do what the Americans beat it down to do beneath.
All right. Ambassador Goel, let's talk about India's position here as well. As a mature, as a confident country, do you think that we need to show solidarity and support to any of our partners at this point in time? Fortunately, whether the world likes it or not, India has been diplomatically assertive in its foreign policy towards Israel as well as Iran.
Absolutely, Vineet. I think in this particular case, our Ministry for External Affairs has already made it clear that we are in favor of resolving the dispute or resolving the issue through diplomacy and through talks. Because we know in a case where both Iran and Israel, they do possess nuclear capabilities, and in case the contest between the two does escalate, it could be dangerous for the region. As it is, the news that I hear is that the attack on the nuclear facilities in Iran has led to the spread of radioactive material or radioactivity in Iran, and that enhanced radioactivity, open radioactivity, could prove to be dangerous for people. So, as it is, this could probably become the volatility point in the region. And to add to that, to really have any kind of further conflict would be dangerous. India has taken a right position. We are now at the meeting of the G7 in Canada, where Israel-Iran is going to be the subject of discussion. And we know there that with most of the countries, they are actually friends of Israel. Not most, all of them are friends of Israel in this particular case, and they do not want escalation of the conflict. So let us leave it there. I think India is playing a positive role, and we don't need to take either side. We don't need to support one or the other. And that's the reason I mentioned that we had withdrawn ourselves from the SCO statement on the matter, because that we thought was one-sided. Just basically calling on Israel to do something. So I would really, okay, just one more point, which came to me just now. If we look at the development in terms of missiles shooting into Israel or the Israeli attacks on Iran, at least today, I see that there are carefully worded statements from Iran and both Israel, which indicate to me that they are not interested in carrying this kind of a battle further. Both have proved their point. Israel has done what it had to do. Iran has proved the point that yes, they will retaliate to whatever capacity they can, but Iran's capacity also has been eroded quite a bit. So I would say that we should just leave it there, and I'm quite confident that we should really be seeing this present conflict getting slowly, shall I say, down or eroding slowly. Let us see, Vinny.
All right. Anat, what is Israel expecting out of this conflict? The fact of the matter is, if it's about sending a message to Iran, do you think it's already been sent? Or considering the pathology of Iran and considering the fact that it's pledged to annihilate Israel ever since its own inception, this is going to be a longish war?
I don't think that it's going to be a longish war, in a sense that Israel stated that we have bank of objectives that we're trying to achieve by eliminating the Iranian capabilities, whether it's the nuclear or it's the missile manufacturing or the missile launchers. But we understand that Iran is big and we cannot not conquer, of course, but really fulfill all our wishes. But the message was sent, and I think that Mr. Ambassador Goel spoke about India's role. I think it's about time for India to step in and play a diplomatic role. India has trust with Iran, definitely trust with Israel. We all wait for US to do the work, but I think that India is better positioned to play a role in this conflict and come forward and start being the diplomatic power that India deserves to be. And I'm calling on India to play a role here. But before the talks, I think that we are expecting another week of back and forth. We attack their facilities, they attack our population. It's really unfortunate what Iran is doing because they're not targeting military bases, they're targeting the most populated neighborhood. And this is the tragedy. But I'm not expecting any moral behavior from Iran. They clearly said that they want to destroy us, and they proved to the world that that's their mission. They're not hiding behind their proxies that we're doing it so far. They do it themselves. And there are very tragic stories of over 24 people, civilians, killed in the past few days. Hundreds are wounded. Buildings were destroyed. They got their revenge. I think it's enough. And I think that the end, of course, will be diplomatic. It's useless to think that a military solution is the solution.
And General Singh, do you think that, maybe, the way Iran has been conducting itself with its, own internal issues and the civilian population also at, an unrest because of, a dictatorial regime, the Americans might also step in and perhaps promulgate the idea of a regime change. These are the instances, if you've seen in the past as well, if you talk about Syria, if you talk about Iraq, if you talk about various other countries, these opportunities have been taken by countries like Russia and the United States for regime change. And that could also help the insecurity that the Americans have been dealing with when it comes to Iran and its nuclear ambitions.
Absolutely, Vineet. You see, one of the aims is regime change in Iran, which Israel and US definitely shaped it into an objective. And this war is also about it. Now, it's very ironical. You see, when 1948 Israel was formed, or when it came into existence as a nation state, it was Turkey and Iran, the first two nations who recognized Israel, and they had wonderful relationship. And Israel shaped their SAVAK intelligence agency through their Mossad. But Iran has forgotten it all. You see, now what has happened in this case is when the 1979 Islamic Revolution took place, their relationship took a turtle. It turned turtle. And that has been very sad because it's upset the whole Middle East. It was doing pretty well. The one thing which was bothering the Middle East was the oil interests of the Anglo-American axis. Now, be it what it is now, it is very important. It is very important that if the Iranian Republic is upset, which we know they are because of the internal dissensions which are there, of the high-handedness, dictatorship rule which is there, there may be a time in the very near future when there could be on the public demand. And why I'm using the public demand, friend Elon Musk has opened out Starlink for the Iranians. So they will get to know better what is happening in the world. And that may be one of the factors which will adversely affect the Iranian current regime. Now, we also spoken about the role which India can play. Well, I think it's a very admirable role which India has had with Israel in our defense cooperation, in our technological cooperation, and in counter-terrorism. Now, these three are the core of Indian national security. So India knows where we have to, what we have to do. Simultaneously, it is a strategic dilemma in the approach of a strategic autonomy policy that with Iran also, we have good relations. You see, Iran matters to us as much as India matters to Iran, because we have also given them support. Remember that it's a Shia state, and Indians respect all religions, and there's a fair amount of Shia population in India also. And this is the Shia population which Pakistan exploits very, very cruelly. Now,
All right.
further, I just want to allow me, the Chhabar port is a strategic concern for India. It feeds us through Central Asia onto Russia, St. Petersburg. Even the international north-south transport model corridor is there. So I feel that India has a role to play, and we must rise to that. What Madam was saying, I support that. India must come out as a front player to act as a mediator. I add this word, mediator. Thank you.
All right, sir. Well, we've run out of time. Appreciate everybody who joined us on this program and gave their perspective. We'll take a short break. News and updates will continue on the other side.